often
False news has become all too common on social media. Unfortunately, some members of the media to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Hey guys, just gotta put a video together and talk about how different this administration is in comparison to the last administration, and just the fact that it is such a short while now as to, days, 4 days since Trump has been inaugurated, and the level of transparency, whether being right or wrong, is outrageous. We never had anything like this from Biden, that's for sure. And I'm going to actually, one thinking about it, Obama did like to talk a lot too. So, who knows? But I'm going to have to take a look into this as to whether he's done live camera interviews every day or not, since the inauguration. But it's starting to feel that way, and best part about it is that the left is hating it.
Believe it or not, it was just 4 days and not even 30 minutes ago that Donald Trump was sworn in as commander-in-chief. But in that very short period of time, he has drastically reshaped American life. We've talked a lot about the pardons of the January 6 rioters, overhauling the immigration system, but there's so much more. Here is just some of what we're talking about. A freeze on civil rights cases, recognizing only two genders, shutting down.
First off, I got to say that no matter what, this is a Clinton News Network here that we're talking about. So they're going to pick and choose as to what it is that they're going to report on. They've got a pretty decent sized list here, but they sure as heck are going to point out the things that fit their agenda, right?
The Gun Violence Prevention Office, rename Mount Delaney and Gulf of Mexico, withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord, DEI federal employees on paid leave, reassigned career DOJ officials, made it easier to fire federal employees, sent home 160 national security officials, withdrawal from the World Health Organization, all HHS public communications halted, paused NIH grant-making access. That is a
Wow-wee. Okay, you know what? I'm not quite sure what all of these are, but I'll have to admit that the amount of action taken in such a short while is just stupendous. You just gotta love it.
They're all big ones, but that's really big. Police reform agreements halted, broad investigations into the Biden administration. I know it looks small on your screen. We have it up there so you can walk up to it or look closely on your phone, because there is a lot, and that is not even close to everything.
No, it isn't. And the thing about it is that she did not look happy at all, because all of these have happened in such a short while. And by the way, I have a theory about the birthright citizenship, which, of course, even for me, it's a bit far-fetched because it's in the Constitution. So my theory on it is that it's nothing more than a distraction.
Days before the inauguration, Border Patrol had over 4,000 encounters in just a couple days. Yesterday, they had less than 500. Mexico's falling into line, too, building giant shelters to prep for those massive deportations.
Yeah, you know what? All I got to ask is, who was it that said that walls don't work, right? So you got to love it.
Mexico's like, what are we going to do with all these Mexicans? Well, they're going to need a lot of tents, because illegals are getting iced left and right. And not just by Trump. Chris Hansen is catching migrant criminals. Watch.
You gave her $50.
Yes, this is sad.
What was that for? The $50 was for
wrong.
sexo con chica 15 años.
No,
15 years old.
Yo no quería.
He says he didn't want it.
Her niece was 15, and you said you wanted a from her and were going to pay her $50. Are you here in this country legally? Do you have U.S. citizenship?
Soy ilegal.
But you came here,
is illegal.
Marvin, for sexo con chico 15 años.
No.
Yes, 15-year-old.
You could go back to Honduras.
No, por favor.
Yes, he doesn't want to go back to Honduras, but he should go back. Unless these people who want sanctuary cities are willing to open their homes up to these people, these criminals, and allow them refuge. That is the only thing that I would think that I would love to see. I would love to see that. Moving on, though.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
So, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Yes, for sure. When someone want to take this gentleman home with him, he seems like he is an outstanding citizen, and he'd gladly work at your house doing the lawn, maybe, right? What do you think? Not me. This is what was let in. I'm not saying that everybody was a gang member, but again, this is the kind of person that was let in. So I'll admit that it's a bummer that there will be collateral damage, non-criminals who happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, but they've been warned. And if they understand that the person that they choose to associate with is a criminal, why don't they just get them out of their house? Sorry.
The Justice Department now threatening to prosecute state and local officials who don't follow the president's immigration mandate.
The federal government's move to deport migrants considered criminals is raising some questions about this city's sanctuary laws. Political reporter Marcia Kramer has more.
The sign on the door of this Upper West Side church pulls no punches. It says, quote, ICE and Homeland Security cannot enter without a warrant signed by a judge.
Well, we put up that sign about a week ago, and in anticipation of the shift of administration, just wanting to be clear to everyone.
The shift the pastor talked about is the executive order signed by President Trump to deport immigrants deemed undesirable, gang members and people who have committed crimes, among others.
Yeah, my only question is, why isn't the signature of the President of the United States enough? Hate to say it, but this man here is, if he gets in the way of ICE, he's going to be made an example as to what to expect in terms of criminal prosecution. Really?
And taking on new meaning with a new directive from the Justice Department today, ordering federal prosecutors to bring criminal charges against local officials who don't cooperate with raids by federal immigration agents known as ICE. Federal law prohibits state and local actors from resisting, obstructing, and otherwise failing to comply with lawful immigration-related commands, wrote Emil Bovey III, the department's acting deputy attorney general. Bovey's 3-page memo also instructs the Justice Department's civil division to identify state and local laws and policies that threaten to impede the president's deportation policies and challenge them in court. It's unclear whether the Justice Department will seek to challenge New York City's sanctuary laws. The situation here is complicated. The city already cooperates with ICE agents in going after people who commit some 170 crimes, including murder and rape. But NYPD cops and city agencies are prohibited from helping with deportations, which are civil matters. Pastor Carpin says the sanctuary city laws protect immigrants who come to his church.
This is private property, and so it's not a place where ICE can just show up and go through randomly, round people up, or do a sweep, or ask people questions that aren't appropriate. So
this man is going to go to jail. He's going to go to federal prison, and I'd hate to think that he deserves to, but really, what he's going to be doing is highly illegal.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
Yes.
Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month.
10,000 a month.
One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City.
Yep.
And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem.
Yes. You know what? But New York City asked for it becoming a sanctuary city and putting all these people up in hotels, giving them prepaid credit cards while I'm prosecuting criminals or getting them off the street, allowing a spinning door at the jailhouses when it comes to these illegal criminals. And in addition to that, just all the crime in New York alone is just killing the businesses. That's something I really don't understand. Now, the only thing that I do know is that I agree with the mayor that the city of New York cannot sustain the financial burden. It's only been 4 days so far, and this machine called the United States of America has been jump-started. I'm very curious as to seeing what happens with the energy executive order that was signed. Again, it's only been 4 days, and that's a big deal there. So I am looking forward to seeing what happens with that and putting together a video on it, because no doubt it's going to be amazing and one hell of a story to tell. So guys, thank you, and do the dog right and share, like, and subscribe. God bless and shoots.